Okay guys, so it's Max here, and in this video, as I got a new Mac, and if you haven't seen my last video, check the card, because I explained about my Mac. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys a few Mac tips, 5 with 1 extra, so 6 Mac tips. So to start off with, it can be quite annoying going up here just to shut down the computer, then clicking shutdown, and then clicking shutdown again. When there is a much simpler way of doing it, because on Linux and Windows computers you can press the power button and it will bring up like the option to sleep, restart and shut down and log out and all that. So if you hold down the power button, not for like 5 seconds because that force shuts it down, but for like 3 seconds, it brings up this screen here, and then you can easily select one of the 3, or you can click cancel. And I find that really useful as I'm used to Linux, because that's what I always use. Hate Windows, don't ask me about Windows, but Linux, you can click the power button and it will always bring up like a screen like this. So it's always nice just to hold it down and it will pop up and let go when it pops up, because otherwise you might force shut down your computer. Anyway, so that's tip number 1, and probably a lot of people don't realise because they don't really want to hold down the power button. Okay, so the next one is about Siri. So if you're familiar with Siri, you can open Siri by clicking this or clicking the icon that's sometimes down here, depending on whether you got rid of it or not, or creating a keyboard shortcut, which I did. And then you can talk like this. I don't know what it's doing at the moment. Or we can ask it, how much storage do I have left on my Mac?
You have 194.65 gigabytes storage available.
So you get the idea. Well, it's Siri, you know. But talking to your laptop in public, if you take your laptop places, or you're trying to be quiet but you just want to do something quickly with Siri without navigating through folders, because Siri is very useful for that, then speaking can be sometimes inconvenient. So if you go to System Preferences, then you go to Accessibility and you scroll down and go into Siri, and then you can click this Enable Type to Siri, and what this does is now when you open Siri you can then type something like how much storage on my Mac, and Siri will recognize what you just said.
You have 194.46 gigabytes storage available.
And it does the same thing. And also another thing, because you might not want it to speak to you because you're trying to be quiet, and instead of muting everything on your computer, if you actually go to the Siri preferences down here, you can turn off voice feedback, which I also like. And if you see, I've set a custom shortcut as well, so I go Alt space and then it brings up Siri instead of always going up here. It's quite a useful shortcut. Okay, so I'm not sure if any of you are aware of 3-finger drag on Mac, but I think it used to be very easily turned on in the trackpad preferences in versions before Yosemite, I believe. I'm not sure, but in El Capitan and Sierra, I think they took it away, and it was very hard to access. So if you go to System Preferences, if you go into the trackpad, there's no like option. There's like tap to click. There's all of these. I'm sure you know already, but there's no like, even in more gestures, there's no 3-finger drag. So what you do is you go to Accessibility again, and then you scroll down to Mouse and Trackpad, and you click Trackpad Options, and then Enable Dragging will be normally off, and you enable it, and then you pick one. Like I was trying to say, 3-finger drag is what I like. Click OK, and then without actually clicking, you just put 3 fingers on, and you can just easily move windows and drag around. And I find that really useful without a mouse. It makes so you don't have to use two fingers, or so you don't have to like press and move one finger or move and press at the same time. It just makes life really easy, and I love it, and I couldn't live without it. Whenever I do it, I always forget how to do it, and I always have to look up how to do it again. But yeah, so hopefully you guys will experiment with this, and it's a very, very, very useful feature in my opinion. Okay, so another one is when you go to Finder, and say for example in my files here, there's probably, because it's just an external drive, some hidden files, but you can't really get to them unless you're going in a terminal, but there is a special shortcut. So if you press Command Shift and the full stop, or period, or dot, or whatever one you want to call it, the hidden items show up. And for example, because macOS puts things in trashes, which therefore doesn't free up the disk space on external drives, basically what you have to do is go into trashes and click empty trash, which you can do normally, and then you can go Command Shift period again. So if you haven't noticed before, when you go into folders in Finder, it just does the organisation by names, by alphabetical order. But if you go to the preferences by clicking Command comma, or going up to Finder and click preferences, this little icon in Windows, when keep folders on top in Windows when sorting by name, if you click that, then if you have multiple folders and files in the same folder, it will put the folders first and then all the files, but still have all the folders will be in alphabetical order, but at the top, and then at the bottom you'll have all the files still in alphabetical order but at the bottom, and it just makes it easier to use. So you've got your folders and then your files, guys. And the last thing I want to show you is, if you've used Chrome recently and then you've just wanted to quickly quit it like you used to do, it comes up with this hold Command Q, and I found that really annoying, and I don't know why it's added in, and it's just to do with Chrome, so I'm guessing it's something to do with the Chrome update, because it happens on every other Mac I've used. I was wondering if you could turn it off, and then I happened to stumble across this, warn before quitting, and it was ticked, so I unticked it, and then when you click Command Q, it quits it. And I don't see the point why it's just on Chrome, so if you ever find that quite annoying, that you have to hold it down and you're not used to it because you don't have to do it with any other app, it's literally go up to Chrome and uncheck this warn before quitting, and then all you can do is click Command Q instead of Command Q and then you have to hold it. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There'll be more Mac videos, including an top 5 apps I use on Mac. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Hit subscribe, smash the like button, and click the notifications button, and I'll see you in the next video next Wednesday.